Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the 1894 podcast. Here we are after Bristol City's 2-1 win against Swansea at the very well named Swansea.com Stadium. That is one of the most brilliant names I've heard after Readings and whoever it is. But yeah, I'm here joined. I'm Annie. I'm here joined by Matiss for the dissection of what was a brilliant win in South Wales. How are you doing, Matiss?
Yeah, I'm good. No, it was a very convincing, dominant performance by the Robins. I thought we played really well from start to finish. Did concede early on, but came back, kept in the game, creating chances, finally broke through. Brilliant comeback, limbs in the away end, and we come back home from Wales with 3 points. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
Yeah, so we'll just be here talking about that game, dissecting it, analysis and whatnot. This was the event. We won 2-1. Goals from Mark Sykes and Sam Bell from our side. And yeah, this was the starting 11 for Bristol City. It was Max in goal. Taylor Gardner-Hickman at right back. So George Tanner was dropped from the last league game. I'm gonna talk about the last league game because I'm not really counting the game midweek against Norwich. It was Zach Viner and Cal Naismith like it was against Hull. So no Rob Dickie, even though he is back. Cam Pring at left back. Matty James, who's the captain. Joe Williams, Jason Knight, Mark Sykes, Naki Weld, and Sam Bell, like it was against Hull. I suppose the first question to you is: were you expecting that team?
Well, mostly, I think the front three was a given, but I was surprised that Dickey wasn't brought back into the squad since now he's available for a league game. But he kept Naismith there to partner up with Viner. What I would have done is put Naismith in the middle with Matty James, drop Williams, even though he did have a good game today. From recent form, I would have put Naismith in the midfield and then get that Dickey and Viner partnership. Otherwise, expected Knight obviously starting, James starting, the back four, Taylor Gardner-Hickman first league debut. But yeah, I thought it was pretty standard. Also, well, Roberts hasn't appeared too much in the last couple of games. I'm not sure in Norwich if did he start in Norwich?
No, he started, I think, yeah, I believe.
Oh, okay, but yeah, mostly normal. And Bajic on the bench again, but yeah, obviously no appearance.
Can I just say, so Kasper Schmeichel has been released from Nice. Guess who's worked with Schmeichel? Nigel Pearson. Who needs a senior goalkeeper as a little bit of backup? That was a joke. He won't come in to play backup for Max. Generally on the whole, I agree with you. I think the front three was a given. I think Mark Sykes, Naki Wells, and Sam Bell. For the time being that Tommy Conway's gone, I think that's a fairly fluid. It's got a bit of pace about it. It's got the finishing of Naki Wells. The only problem we have is we don't have that kind of height. But then we have Yeboah on the bench who could be brought on. So it kind of, I think we're fine for now until Tommy Conway comes back. And if we ever get to a point where Anis Pavetti and Harry Cornick are kind of firing on all fronts, then we have a really, really good breadth of options up front. So yeah, I really like that. Then again, Mark Sykes and Sam Bell caused Swansea a lot of problems. I was a bit surprised by Taylor Gardner-Hickman, I have to say, even though George was really bad apparently against Norwich, from what I've heard. Basically, him and Rob Dickie, was it? No, Zach Viner, I think, on the right-hand side defence were really shocking. It was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, apart from that, midfield has been a given for a while now. So yeah, I was fairly reasonable with that and generally provided a lot of energy, a lot of dynamism. Generally very happy with that. This was the Swansea City 11. It was Carl Rushworth in goal on loan from Brighton, Ben Cabango, Carl Norton, Nathan Wood, who, by the way, got absolutely skinned by Mark Sykes for that first goal.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was brilliant. Harrison Ashby, that's not how it's spelt, but there we go. Harrison Ashby, that's a mistake on my part. Charlie Patino, who's on loan from Blackpool and played us last season at Ashingate both times.
On loan from Arsenal, no?
Yeah, on loan from Arsenal, yes. Matt Grimes to make a double pivot. Josh Key was at left wing back. Left wing back. And it was a front three of Ollie Cooper, Liam Cullen, and Jerry Yates. So for the first 10 minutes, we dominated. We had a goal disallowed through Naki Wells, which was offside. So yeah, we generally looked very positive, but then in kind of typical Bristol City fashion, dominate the first 10 minutes, concede on 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was disappointing. We had a strong start. I thought we got off the blocks quite quick. Sykes had that bicycle kick right 1 yard from the goal. It went in, but it drifted offside.
Sorry, not Naki Wells. It was Mark Sykes who had that goal. Bicycle, yeah, God.
Yeah, that was only 5 minutes in, but then 10th minute, Swansea score. We lose the ball in like a dangerous area in the midfield, and then just one pass opens us up. Naismith, not really that great of awareness, not fast enough. He's Cullens through, and then he just dispatches the shot and bottom left, and 1-0 to Swansea. I think it was just a bit too easy for them to get the lead against the runner play, I thought, but it was a shame.
It was a good ball through from Patino, to be fair to him. It was a good finish as well from Liam Cullen. He kind of angled a little bit to his left-hand side and then puts it right in the far right corner for him. So it was a really good finish, to be fair. But yeah, it was just disappointing because we kind of have that that territory again, but just don't finish chances. It's really, really frustrating sometimes. But yeah, it was generally felt like if Bristol City played at that tempo, I wouldn't have been too concerned. And we didn't. The one major positive about this Bristol City squad is that we don't drop our heads if we go 1-0 down or 2-0 down. We just keep fighting and fighting, and it's evident to see. That's the kind of mentality that's been built under Pearson at Hull last week, where seemingly everything was going against us and we just weren't going to score. So many blocked shots, disallowed goal. We just kept fighting. Came out in the second half, all guns firing, got the equaliser. Couldn't find the winner, but still point from being 1-0 down. And this game, pretty similar story. Only that we got the winner. The rest of the second half, pretty dominant again.
Yeah, just a lot of missed chances, similar to the whole game. Like Knight had a shot cleared off the line. Like there was some spaces that like could have done better. It was in the moment though. You can't get too angry. Wells got a chance. He curled it over the bar. Wells had a couple chances as well. He had a Bell cross it in from the left-hand side. It bobbled over to Wells straight at the keeper. I think he should be doing a bit better in some of those chances. Thought he could have had a bit more quality in that game, but missed chances, should be doing better. But overall a dominant first half, and then like you said, it's promising to keep fighting and creating chances and still going for the win and not being too disheartened. But I also do think when we do get that lead, when we did finish the comeback in the second half, we kind of let off a bit, and then we kind of invited a bit more pressure, which is not always good to see because we want to finish off the game, make it 3-1, put the game to bed. But then we kind of make risky chances, which we have done a lot in the past few years, I feel like, because then we always do concede late on and lack of concentration. But
no, I agree. In past years, we kind of, or just generally under Nigel Pearson, we kind of take the lead and go sit off a bit, and that might work for some teams if you have really, assured defenses and a really tight, watertight midfield. That'll work. Doesn't quite work for us because we don't have, in my opinion, at the moment. Jason Knight is brilliant, and I think he's the one that's leading this. But we don't have the mobility in there in terms of keeping up with players in midfield, especially Matty James, Joe Williams. And they're brilliant players for what they are. Matty James, brilliant ball circulator. Joe Williams, good in tackles. But it's only really Jason Knight in the current midfield, starting midfield, that's going to, run around a lot. And I saw a tweet yesterday saying Bristol City's bus has left Swansea. Jason Knight has been left behind because he wants to run back to Bristol, and that just shows that how much energy he has. It's he's honestly, he's a fan's favourite already. He's just that good. But I agree. Sometimes you just need to go ahead and kill teams off. Swansea, we dominated them for 80 odd minutes, and we should have killed that game off comfortably. We should have scored a third, a fourth, and just finished them off because really nervy towards the end. Half time comes about. Swansea are leading, but here's what I think proves our point. Michael Duff, the Swansea manager, actually makes a sub at half time to completely change the system. And I think that shows that actually we were the far more dominant side. It was Josh Ginnelly who came on for their right wing back, Harshan Ashby. He moved into a winger position and kind of moved to, I think, 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. And yeah, second half started in the fashion the first half ended. Mark Sykes gets the goal.
Yeah, it was a brilliant goal as well. Yeah, no changes at half time for the Reds, but yeah, we came out guns blazing again. Williams won the ball in the midfield, I'm pretty sure. Pushed it forward, then across to the right hand side. Sykes got on the end of it, cut inside, two of their players sent to the shops and back, and then he curls it to the left hand corner. Knee slides in front of the way end for the second time now at the Swansea.com stadium, because both Sykes and Bell also scored in that 2-1 away win in the FA Cup. So yeah, great goal. Definitely deserved. Only a few minutes into the second half as well. But yeah, it was great. I also want to touch on just before the halftime, Wells, the foul outside the box when he was through. I'm not sure if you saw that. He got a yellow card and it was a free kick in a dangerous position, but I thought it could be a call for a red card there. It was a bit of an outrageous tackle. I thought he was nearly 1-on-1 there, but yeah, interesting ref decisions through the game. But no, on the goal, yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
not sure. I think there were a few people. I think there were at least two. I think maybe one Swansea defenders covering. I'm not too sure. I'll have to see that back again, to be honest. But yeah, we started the second half brilliantly. Mark Sykes gets the goal, which is an absolutely brilliant first touch, second touch, finish. It's brilliant. And then afterwards, in his interview with the club, he says, in the thick Northern Irish accent, he says, I was gonna cut back. I was gonna cut back next time. I did it next time I came against Nathan Wood, who, by the way, was appalling. He was really bad. And this is the guy who was linked with a £10 million move to Southampton as well. So if that's a standard of a £10 million defender, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, we dominated the second half as well, majority of it. Mark Sykes gets the goal, and it kind of, for the first time in a long time, it kind of felt inevitable that Bristol City were going to score a second.
Yeah, it felt it as well. Just the amount of chances we're creating, getting into the box, the threat. Thought, like you said earlier, Knight was brilliant. He won the Play of the Month for August. So high energy. Yeah, honestly, I thought Vinyl was in contention, but no, Knight. Knight did deserve it, I think. But yeah, great football by the team, I think. And then right after the goal as well, before we scored the second, there was a foul on Sykes in the box, 56th minute. I'm not sure. Personally, I think that's a penalty. And I saw some Swansea fans, like some of their vlogs, and they also thought that was a blatant penalty. I thought he came in and he just shoved him over, but referee he saw it and he thought clearly not. And yeah, he just decided to let the play go on. What are your thoughts on
that? Again, I don't know. I think it's one of those where he gets on the wrong side of him, clearly. But if that was given against me, and if we had VAR, it's kind of 50-50. I think in the Premier League, especially, we see a lot of them not given, just because if they were given, it'd be incredibly soft, and we'd be having penalties every 20 minutes. So yeah, you know what, could have been a penalty. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I don't really care at this point. If we'd lost that game 1-0, I'd be screaming for a penalty, but we won the game. But yeah, it is what it is. I think I'm a bit more relaxed because we won that game. If you remember Holloway last season, we got a bit shafted, and I think we should have had a penalty, and they got a contentious penalty. And
their penalty, he tripped over air, and then it was.
Thankfully, he's gone.
Our first game of the season,
but yeah, look, I think I think that's a penalty, but again, it could also be argued that it's a bit soft, and that we'd be having literally penalties every 20 minutes if they're been given. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me at this point, because I think our performance warranted our own luck, and we created our own luck in essence. Mark Sykes once again turns creator this time and was absolutely brilliant all game. Ran Nathan Wood and who's that left wing back? Josh Key ran them ragged all game. Pinned them back. They couldn't get forward for Swansea. The left wing back anyway. Pinned them back. On the 59th minute, he puts in a peach of a cross to the back post to Sam Bell, and he did this against Hull as well. Like, the guy's got a great cross on him.
Yeah, Sykes has been amazing for us. I think since he's joined, he's just constantly improved, and now he's gotten that first team place in the squad. And yeah, he got the ball bobbled off a couple Swansea players, but then he got it down and then crossed it in, bounced once, but beautifully weighted, fell right to Sam Bell. And then I think Sam Bell did great with his finish, put it across goal into the bottom right corner. Yeah, it was a great goal. Jumped onto the billboard. Away fans going mental. Yeah, it was great. Quickly turn around after the halftime break, 2-1 up already with half an hour to go. But yeah, amazing goal, and yeah, very happy with that.
Fully deserved it. And sometimes you create your own luck. Swansea defended a bit out of place. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter to us because it was another brilliant finish, a brilliant crossing, and Sam Bell. He's there at the right time. The goal against Preston wasn't spectacular. He hit in the post, came back to him. He's there to tap in. This is just another. He can play as a striker. He's got that strikerly instincts about him, but something about him just doesn't make him a very good striker. I don't know why, but he's brilliant off the left, and he's got the pace for it. He's got the finishing ability for it, and he's got the positional awareness for it. It's going to be a brilliant play for us. And at this point, I want to talk about kind of our wingers, because the fan base have been kind of split over who should start on the wing, on both flanks, and up top, really. Because against Birmingham, it was Sam Bell who started down the middle. Mehmeti, was it? Off the left?
Yeah.
Maybe. Was it Mehmeti?
Probably.
Yeah, Mehmeti off the left. No, I think it was Harry Cornick. So we've kind of gone full 360 here. We've gone back to Wells, Sykes, and Bell, and they're proving to be absolutely brilliant. Them two, Sykes and Bell, magnificent.
Yeah, from the first minute, you could tell the threat we had down those both wings were just great. Sam Bell always getting crosses in throughout the whole game, creating chances. I mean, it's just what you want to see. I think our front three now are pretty pinned down for the future, I'd say. I mean, Anis hasn't appeared too much, but I think Sam Bell is definitely deserves his place in the first team squad. But yeah, Naki Wells, we don't really have many options up there. We did put Harry Cornick late on in the game for him. I think Harry Cornick will be used as kind of a substitute. Wasn't great this start of the season. Did get us a couple goals, but then again, nothing much else. But yeah, Sykes. Yeah, I think he's a great player, very very underrated. But now he's showing his worth, getting these goal contributions. Yeah, pick of the match they call it. But yeah, definitely deserved.
Yeah, Sykes and Sam Bell, in terms of transfer fees, cost Bristol City nothing. So that's obviously just shows the brilliant business we've been doing under Nigel Pearson for a few years now. Mark Sykes, by the way, picked up from Oxford on a free transfer when he kind of deteriorated towards the back end of that season. Other championship clubs would have not probably taken a punt on him. We did. Absolutely brilliant business. Can play right back, right wing back, centre midfield. He played against Norwich as well. So look, genuinely, what a player! So versatile and just magnificent, really. Yeah, that was kind of the game. We mentioned this earlier, didn't we? In terms of Bristol City need to be better at game management and not ceding so many chances when we're leading by the odd goal. I think we did that slightly better, to be honest. When we brought Harry Cornick on, especially, he just got the ball and just ran. Like, directness about him. It was good. Even if it was in our own half, he just run, and he got a few. I think he got one foul that way. That's fine. If he's going to come out and trying to see a game with his directness and pace, and if we've got Yeboah as well, who's going to seemingly get the ball and just take the game to the opposition and win a few fouls that way, that's absolutely fine. So I think our game management can be better, but I think it is improving.
Yeah, I do think it is. I mean, last couple of years we were a bit more shaky. When Corney came on, he was good, like you said. Tanner also came on for Taylor Gardner-Hickman, played more of a defensive role just to kind of keep the game steady. And then Dickey came on for Sykes in the 84th minute. Then we moved into
get to yellow card 5 seconds in.
Yeah, he did. And then we moved to a 5-back with Dickey, Viner, and Naismith. And then, 3 in the midfield, and then Cornick and Bell up front, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, more defensive. And then, we kind of just carried the game to the end. We were good in the last few minutes in added time, kept the ball up. Yeah, like you said, Cornick won a free kick. I think we could have scored a lot more goals. I mean, on another day, we could have scored 3-4, maybe. But, overall, we played out the game well. Just got to be careful that, like, in the future, because sometimes we can be on the wrong end of these situations, and then we concede and it's 2-2, and then we're really angry with how we like kind of played out the game, and that happened a lot in like the last, I think, season to prior last. But still, very good performance, and I think very happy going into the international break.
Yeah, I think they had a mass. They didn't really create too many chances throughout the whole game. Apart from the goal, which is a massive chance. But after that, they hit the post. We relied on Max to kind of save us a little bit towards the end with a couple of really good saves. So, I think our game management should and really could be better, because we do have the experience in there in terms of playing James, Callum Naismith. Who else is there? Natty Wells. So we do have the kind of know-how and experience. So if we can organise ourselves a little bit better, and if we can really just be a better, solid, resolute team that's a bit watertight in the last 15, 20 minutes, then we're going to win a lot of games doing that. Because what season was it? Was it the season we finished 17th? First full season under Nigel Pearson?
Yeah, 2021, 22 probably.
Yeah. 21-22, I believe, where we just shipped a boatload of goals in like the 90th minute. I don't want to be reminded of this, but Nottingham Forest at home.
That was.
Do you remember Coventry? Do you remember? People forget this game, but Coventry away, where we were with 10 men, we lost. We were 2-1. We were 2-1 up. We had an extra man, and we lost the game 3-2 in the end. Don't remember that, do you?
I don't know.
I do. It was painful. Just general Luton at home, QPR at home.
QPR at home. I actually made a sheet during that season. I calculated how many points we lost through conceding goals in added time, not even just like last 10 minutes, in added time. I think we lost like something like 15 to 20, and we would be like in 8th place, like 8th, 9th place if we didn't do that. If we kept the concentration, which is like outrageous. So obviously it's gonna happen sometimes, but we did it literally week in, week out. It was at Nottingham Forest. We conceded 2 goals in added time to lose the game. It's so disappointing.
Thankfully, we've kind of moved on from that team. Hopefully, anyway. But just generally awful that season in terms of seeing the game out. We've improved since then, which is progress, I suppose. So we just need to be better organised at not only just clearing everything when possible, but also having that outlet and winning free kicks, wasting time, the dark arts, etc., etc. which you'd like to see in a Nigel Pearson side, hopefully. That kind of stereotype of dinosaur football, seeing that, the dark arts settle in. Hopefully we see that a bit more and we win a lot more games doing that, because that would be really nice. Just one last thing I suppose is that in terms of fine margins, in terms of the fine margins going for us and against us, it was the little things, isn't it? For example, the first 10 minutes we dominated it, didn't score a valid goal anyway. We scored a goal, but it was disallowed. But then all of a sudden, one lapse in concentration mean that Swansea score. Sometimes I think we just need to be on the right side of it, on the right side of tight margins, and it just doesn't feel like sometimes it goes for Bristol City.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. So that it can, these fine margins create like big results in terms of like either you get that win or then you manage to lose it, even though you might deserve that victory, and it changes a lot. Like it could become like a situation like against us where we can't finish those chances, but yesterday we managed to do that, managed to make the comeback and get those deserved 3 points. Also wanted to touch on just some of the players from yesterday. I thought Max was just a lot better. I didn't really see that many bad distribution from him.
No, thankfully not.
So that's a positive. Thought, yeah, he made quite a few saves. I thought they were given. He should be saving those, but a lot better. He'd probably be annoyed to not keep a clean sheet yesterday, but I think he'll be happy. I thought Williams was a lot better than recent games, and I thought he was kind of everywhere on the pitch, really. He created Sykes' goal by intercepting the ball in the midfield. Good pass as well. Yeah, or Taylor Gardner-Hickman as well on his debut. Thought he was sloppy at times, kind of a bit too comfortable in the ball. He gave the ball away once near the start of the game, like really early on, actually. And Swansea did have a chance, but then got out of the situation. I thought he's a bit more of a threat than Tanner, but I do think he's a bit more of a liability sometimes. But we'll give him time. It's just his first game, really. So, but yeah.
Look, you kind of you can't. Yeah, I see what you're getting at with Taylor Van Hickman, because I was talking to a West Brom fan after the game yesterday, and he said you played him at right back. Oh, that's a bit surprising, because he wasn't really comfortable at right back at West Brom. So maybe that's kind of a temporary thing, and maybe once George kind of fully gets back to his old self, where he's Mr. Reliable 7 out of 10 every week. Hopefully that comes back, and then and then we play Grant Hickman in midfield. But yeah, sometimes just to kind of play devil's advocate for George is that he doesn't really get forward as much as Taylor Gardner-Hickman does, which is unfortunate for George, because I really like George Dunn. I think he's an absolutely brilliant player, and his story's really good because we picked him up from League Two in Carlisle, who were kind of mid-table in League Two at the time. No one really noticed him, but then we went and picked him out, and then he's been this ever solid right back at Championship level. But he's just not attacking enough for us, is he? It's really frustrating, because he's a really good player, but it just doesn't. We need that balance in terms of Pring and Tanner. It's just not giving us that.
Yeah, it is obviously disappointing. I mean, I remember the Preston game as well, that he runs up that right side, he sees Cornick, but then he just cuts back and passes it back to the defense. Yeah, he's a great player, and I think our recruitment has been pretty amazing over the last few years. Our academy graduates are great, and also the players that we pick up, like Mark Sykes, like you said, on a free, and then George Tanner, former Man U academy as well, but left that. But yeah, some of the players we get and then bring to this level at Championship is just great, and it's what you want to see, like homegrown players. Like we call Sammy Bell, he's one of our own, but most of our team is one of our own as well. Like we got Max O'Leary, Zach Viner. Like it's great to see, and it's what you want, like homegrown players. And so yeah, but we also need more signings as well. Saying that as well. But yeah, transfer deadline. Talking about transfers. Yeah, but talking about transfers, yeah, deadline day, no coming ins or coming outs, but a few maybe on loan, I think, some of our academy. But Zach Viner, we got pen to paper, and a new 3-year deal, which went through, which was great to see.
Yeah, obviously. Look, he's been our arguably behind Alex Scott, probably our best player for 12, 18 months. No, 12 months, 18 months as a push, but 12 months. He's been our best player apart from Alex Scott, and he's just so solid, so organised. And yeah, he might make the odd, lapse in judgment, but just generally, he's a really just top championship defender. And we're talking about, was it Swansea links and Luton and Rangers and Southampton, who are kind of murmurings about him, going there. And with this would have been his last year on his deal. Really good business to time down. And even if we do sell him next summer, if his stock once again rises and there's more interest in him, so instead of getting a couple of million for him, we could get 10 million for him, and that makes a massive difference for us. So yeah, if I was Bristol City, I'd massive bit of business. But yeah, Zach Viner, got to credit him as well, because he was kind of left out 12, 18 months ago. I remember that season after we finished after the summer after 21-22, he kind of said, "Oh, I was that close. I was this close to leaving the club." And thank God he didn't, because otherwise we'd have been in massive trouble without him. But yeah, honestly, massive props to Zach Viner, because he has turned it around so much, and he's probably our best defender at the football club. So yeah, and it's also brilliant business for Bristol City. So yeah, got it. Finally, you got to praise Zach in terms of staying loyal, because he's been given a third opportunity at the club, and he's taken it, and he's wanting to show a bit of loyalty back to Bristol City and the fans and Nigel Pearson. So that's obviously brilliant. So if we do sell Zach in this next summer for 10 million, obviously we're fine with that, to take the money and obviously thank Zach and move on.
Yeah, no, it's a big positive to get that done. Now that Southampton just lost 5-0, they probably want to look for another centre back. So lucky that we got that contract finished. But yeah, Pring and Viner in the last week or so, great to get that settled, because yeah, Viner is such a consistent player right now. Yeah, like you said, one of our best. The way he's come back from where he was, and now the football he's playing, he's gotten out of some hard situations. But yeah, another 3 years. But that's not, just that. But yeah, like you said, getting the price tag up, because he would have gone on a free, and we can't be letting that happen too much. Like the Masengo situation was a bit different, but because he didn't really want to stay at the club at all. But he's now moved to Burnley as well on a free. We did get a bit of compensation for that, not too much. I think it was $250,000.
Yeah, quarter. Yeah, 250 grand. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, but yeah, he's moved to Burnley to partner up with Josh Brownhill. So yeah, we've got quite a few ex-players now playing in the Premier League. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they lost 5-2 against Tottenham, but he did score. It was a good finish as well.
My fantasy Premier League team is literally just full of ex-Bristol City players. My midfield is Bobby Reed, Josh Brown, and Hannah Masengo. Who else is it? Lloyd Kelly. Literally just full of ex-Bristol City players. Antoine Semenyo, Alex Scott.
I think we've nearly got a starting 11. Put Adam Webster, Dan Bentley.
Oh, Adam Webster, Dan Bentley. How about him? God, yeah.
He doesn't really play. I mean, he's playing today against Crystal Palace, but yeah, I'm make a whole ex-Robin squad. But yeah, back to Zach. Yeah, great contract getting that done, and yeah, he'll be playing.
Yeah, and also Cam Pring. Was it another 3 years for Cam Pring as well? So yeah, just brilliant business, because he's another asset we have at the football club who's going to be worth a lot of money. If he can rekindle that form from last year, he's going to be worth a lot of money. And if not, he's still been a pretty solid player for us. So that's fine by me. And yeah, another kind of 2 homegrown academy lads kind of settled down to new deals as well, which is absolutely brilliant news. What is Brian Tinian feeding them, by the way? Like what Sam Bell, Tommy Conway, Alex Scott, Zach Viner, Max O'Leary, Cam Pring, Yeboah now. It's ridiculous. That's like in recent years as well. Before that was Lloyd Kelly, Joe Bryan. Wow, we've got
Semenyo in there as well.
In there as well. Yeah,
he's done an amazing job.
Serious academy players. I'd argue we've probably got one of the best academies in the country, but Let's calm that down.
I say that, but then my Premier League fans Premier League friends get so triggered. But I just think definitely in the EFL, bar the Premier League, I think we have one of the best academies, and I think we beat some of the Premier League sides as well. Just like the percentage of players we have in our first team that come from the academy and like play at this level and score goals, it's incredible.
And people will argue that some people will argue that a player X, for example, Raheem Sterling, who was sold by Liverpool for like 50 odd million and Man City for like 50 odd million as well. Oh, he started off at was it QPR, I think. Oh, so that counts as a QPR academy? Not really, because the purpose of the academy is to improve players and then settle them into the first team and then improve them in the first team of that same club. Not to let them go and then they rekindle that form at another club in the first team. That's not really the point of the academy. So if you're going to argue that, but Erling Haaland was in the academy of Leeds, well, that doesn't really count because he didn't play for Leeds. He didn't score 50 odd goals in a season for Leeds. He did that for Man City because he moved to Norway, and then whatever XX, it all accumulates. So if you're going to argue about academy, it should be first play from the academy, just go straight into the first team, and then improves the first team straight away. But yeah, I won't get into that. We probably do have one of the best academies in the league. We certainly are up there in terms of giving youngsters a chance, even the ones that didn't work out. Joe Lowe, Riley Towler, who I think will be a top championship centre back in no time. I think he'll be brilliant. Even though them two who didn't work out, but then they were sold for some money. Separ Beholden, I know he's just got an injury at Newport, but he's been doing really well for Newport, scoring a lot of goals, but he's just got a hamstring injury, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, now Ollie Thomas has gone to Newport. So, there's some really good academy players out on loan as well. But yeah, generally, he's absolutely brilliant.
It's like with Alex Scott, even though he was with us only for a few years, we did bring him from that academy level to that first team. And now Bournemouth, when they signed him, they put out like some pictures of when he was at their academy, and they're like saying he's one of our own and the fans. But yeah, that is just not how it works.
No, mate.
We brought him to that first team level, but it's like you said, one of the best, one of the best academies. And I agree. Omar Taylor Clark as well. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with him, but did he go out on loan or he's still within the?
Still within the club, I think. Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah. Lastly, final thing. I want to talk about our recruitment because I think this shows, this performance shows that, well, transfers in general, I suppose, this window. I think this game shows that we can rely on the players we have right now. And yes, we would have all liked more. We would all like centre back to cover for Viner, Dickey, and Rob Atkinson when he's back. Yes, we would all preferably like a midfielder in there, another one. And some of us would have liked a goalkeeper and a striker because of the injuries. Yes, but you've got to trust Nigel Pearson now. You can't keep whining on about, we didn't get X player. He went to, I don't know, Tom Cannon went to Leicester. Maybe we could have got him on loan. Or Will Keane went to Preston for 100 grand. Maybe we could have got him. Yeah, we could have got him. But what's that going to do to Naki Wells? What's that going to do to Tommy Conway when he's back? We could have got a midfielder because we are slightly short on options right now. But what's that going to do to Ross McCrory when he comes back? Is sometimes you just got a little bit of perspective. I know we would all like another midfielder, a centre back, maybe striker or goalkeeper, and to an extent, I agree. But you've also got to understand this team, the squad is performing quite well now. Got to trust them. I was talking to a mate, I suppose, and he said this is very similar to the starts we had under Lee Johnson, where we were really, really, really good in the 18-19 season and whatnot. We had Adam Webster and Lloyd Kelly and Josh Brownhill and Eliasson and Jeju and whatnot. Okay, we've moved on from that. The thing is, we are making strides. We are making progress. So just back the team. It's as simple as that. There's no point talking about players who are not here. If, for example, we were linked with Cameron Archer, I don't know how true it was, but we were linked with Cameron Archer for a little bit before the Premier League rumours started came in. He scored 2 goals, a goal in the Premier League for Sheffield United yesterday against Everton. Yeah, there's no point talking about him because we've got Nahki Wells now. Just support Nahki Wells. Just go ahead and hope that Nahki Wells starts scoring a bit. And if he plays a bad game, Nahki Wells, criticise him by all means. I'd do the same. Just get behind the lads. Like, we are, in my opinion, a very, very, and I don't want to offend any people, but we are a rather fickle fan base, myself included. We're a rather fickle fan base. Just get behind the players. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Just get behind the players.
Yeah, we've got the team that we have now. We can't improve it. The transfer deadline's over. Like Nigel Pearson says, we've got to work with what we've got. You can look at it the other perspective as well. Like, let's be happy that we got Ross McCrory from Aberdeen. Maybe there were links with other clubs, but we're the one who managed to get him, or Rob Dickey or Hayden Roberts. So yeah, we have to stick with what we've got. We've got people coming back from injuries. Yes, we want improvements, but it's never a perfect world. We put in some good performances. Last 2 league games were good. We just got to push on when they come back from injury. I feel like the second half of the season will be very strong if we don't get too many more injuries. Hopefully Vyman will come back, Conway, Atkinson, perhaps Benarouz, and then Ross McCrory. Yeah, hopefully we'll see what happens with that. But like you said, we didn't have Dickey yesterday. We didn't have Roberts. We didn't have McCrory, obviously. And we still had a great performance. I mean, we did have Taylor Gardner-Hickman, and Knight is now an established first-team player already. But yeah, we just, like you said, get behind the lads, and hopefully we'll still have a good season. And I see us doing still pretty well.
Yeah, and going into the first international break, we sit pretty nicely in the table, actually, don't we? 8th, is it? I think 8.
It's on 8 points. 8 points. Yeah, 8 points. 8 points.
Yeah, points, 8th place. Pretty nice. It's looking pretty good. I'd say decent start, good performances. Well, good performances. Holland, Swansea in particular. We now actually, if you look at the kind of the 2 games that were massive disappointments. If you look at Preston at home, Preston since opening day have won every game in that top of the league. So we got a point from that, which is a good result now. It looks like a pretty good result. And we got a point away at Hull, who've just beaten Leicester away. So again, that's a very good result from the current run of form. We lost at home to Birmingham, but Birmingham are pretty good. And they're, I think, 4th or 5th.
Yeah, 4th, yeah.
So actually not that bad, is it? It's that, and we beat Millwall away, who are Millwall and hard to beat. And we caught Swansea, as I said in the preview podcast. This is a very good time to play Swansea. It was a very good time to play Swansea indeed. We went there, dominated, won the game 2-1. Simple as. On another day, maybe a few months' time, if we play that game again, maybe Swansea get a point. But that was a top performance, top start. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, I think the teams we played, bar Swansea, who are still winless, every team we played are in the top half of the table at this moment. So I think we've done pretty well with the teams we played. Birmingham is still unbeaten, Preston top of the table. Leicester have now lost their winning streak. But overall, it's been a decent start to the season. We're sitting 2 points of the playoffs. It's early to talk about that, but we're sitting in a decent position, facing West Brom in 2 weeks' time now after the international break. They just off the back of a last-minute goal scored by Huddersfield to lose 2-1 at home, 96th minute. That should be a good game at home, back at Ashton Gate. Interesting to see how you face at home be a bit different because, like I said in the preview podcast, we're a lot better away so far. And like we showed less possession, creating a lot of chances though. And we won the game.
Yeah, I think we need to just create more chances at home. And if that happens, we probably win more games. Just need to take our chances, basically. But yeah, that's it. They're pretty solid. Pretty solid start. Pretty good performance. Good win. Great win, actually. And it's always nice to win against the Welsh, isn't it? Especially at that place. Nice to give them back. Nice to give it back sometimes.
Quick prediction for the West Brom, or should we do a quick?
Do you want to do it in the next? Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. So we'll wait because we might still have injuries back. We'll wait. True. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching, listening to the podcast. If you have done that. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the 1894 podcast. Just it's a little red button. Click that and hit the notification bell as well. If to be notified every time we upload a podcast, which will be after every game, before every game, kind of that little period there. Yeah, really good podcast. Really good win. Matiss, do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, subscribe to us on all the podcast platforms. Follow our socials on Instagram. Annie's on Twitter as well. But yeah, it's been good. Good win, international break, and yeah, we're back at Ashton Gate in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, all the social media platforms will be in the description down below, so you can just click that as well. It's been Annie. Great performance, great win. We'll see you all later in the next podcast. In a while's time, we'll take a little break, and we'll be back. Bye.
See you guys.